on this computer. Hey, we're back again. I never know how to start these things other than just being like, hey, we're back. But hey, we're back. So, episode 11, I'm Amy. I'm the DM. This is my game. And I'm here with my friends Leah.
Hi.
And Victoria.
Hello.
And DK.
Hi.
And Michael.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hello.
And not Lucas, because his real life required him, and so we had to surrender him to the real world for the evening. But we will press on, and hopefully he'll be back with us next time we get together. So, last time you all had made your way to Lockberry Henge, the home of the Coreds. And after a couple of conversations and some game playing, you all partied into the night with this group of stone creatures. While on patrol, Echo noticed movement in the darkness and went off in search of it with Indai following pretty closely behind. Dash kept Juniper busy while Omric and Reed discovered some runes and found out some information about them. And Finn jammed out with the house band, who were distracted by Indai having his strength sucked away from him, and a battle ensued where you fought against the shadows, which sapped your strength with each hit. You all fell back to the henge after you managed to drive them away. There was a little bit of tension between Fen and Indai after a very badly placed dart. And you all discussed the finer points of altruism and why you should partner with the Coreds and or the Brigganocs before settling in to rest for the night. You awoke the next morning. You had discussed your next steps while traveling back to the crossroads before making your decision over which way to turn. And that, my friends, is where we'll pick up with the gang of you on the road, headed back the way that you came. What would you like to do, friends?
So we were debating whether or not to head right to the castle or to pursue, what were they called again?
Brigganock.
Briganauts. Them, yeah. And it seemed that we were leaning that way.
Yes, isn't there? They said that the Briganauts, or at least their cave, there might be some kind of divinatory device there, and I'd at least like to see that because it seems like Sibylna is definitely interested or definitely draws a lot of power or places a lot of emphasis on that, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think after our interaction with the magic puppet cart, I'm wary of divination in all of its forms currently. Uh, so I think I would definitely be interested in her not having as much uh, free ability to watch everything we do. Granted, she may have plenty of her own power to allow her to do as such, but if she is relying on a secondary source to aid or empower that, it would be nice to be rid of that assistance.
Did we get the
Or
direction to the Briganauts?
mm,
That's something we can ask. I will lead if I can know where we're going.
You can make an insight check First roll of the game.
Ooh.
26. We won't.
26. You know exactly where you're going. So you are headed back east towards the main road that you had taken south from the castle, past the Fey beacons around the lake. And then you had come to a crossroad where you could continue to go southeast towards the mine, or you could cut off to the west to go to the henge, which is where you guys had went. So you know you need to head back to the east and then southeast to the mine. And you do know it's about 2.5 days journey. Side note before we get any further, I have a massive cold. My brain is foggy with cold medicine. My throat is sore and I'm sneezing and sniffling. So pardon me throughout the rest of this session. And I will thank you in advance for your patience. So back to the crossroads, and you know it will take you about half a day to reach that location.
If
I
we
mean,
have elected, I will lead.
okay.
Lead on.
I will head,
Alright.
making sure Juniper follows me.
Juniper stays close behind and to your side, traversing on, occasionally snuffling ahead and giving a sniff to a few things. But you all do travel onward, and after about 6-ish hours or so of travel, you do make it back to the crossroads. I also have a cat jingly bell, if you can hear that too. I'm sorry. Okay, great. Shut up.
On either near the crossroad on either the path that we just took back to the crossroads or on like the next path that we're going to be taking, have we passed our like where we stayed with our companions that went missing, Evador and Polynella and Glimmer?
No. So, the way that when you first entered this land, you came from the east, so you were moving west. And then you came to a point at a crossroads where you had seen the lake with the pillars where Aligarthus was. It was right on the path. The place where you stayed with them was shortly kind of northy area from there. You continued north to get to the castle.
Gotcha.
So you have traveled back down south past the lake, and now you're kind of here. So you came in here and went like this, and then you come back this way.
Okay. So we will not be passing it unless if we go to the
I bet I
mine.
could draw on the screen. Where's my whiteboard?
Okay, I think I got it.
While we're
Surely there's
just
a
traversing.
whiteboard
Technology.
Look at this.
I'm gonna let
shit.
Knox out to scamper about a bit.
God, I don't know.
Very nice. Okay, so this is where you entered, right? You came this way and kind of this way, right? And there's a path that goes this way. Here's the lake. Boop, boop. You guys camped somewhere in through here, right? And then this way went north. This is the castle. All right. And you guys have come this way, right? And now this way. And this is the henge. And now the path that you can see goes kind of like that. And you guys are here. Cool?
Yeah.
I'm glad I could share that.
Yeah, that was genuinely very helpful. More of a visual person. It seems futile because they did just up and disappear, but as we were walking, was there any sign of potentially of our missing companions? Amador, Polynella, anything like that?
Very nice. Make a let's do a survival check.
Okay. Okay. A survival. A 19.
19. Okay. You don't find any sign of where they may have gone, but in a small little pile of rubble, you do find a copper coin. And it has a smiling satyr's face on one side, and then on the other side, it has a satyr's skull.
Oh. All right. Well, I will pick it up and show it to everyone as we're walking. And say, folks, I think I found something. I don't know if it has to do with Amador and Polynella and Gleam, but maybe it's better than the nothing that we know.
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do I see?
A copper coin with a smiling satyr face on one side.
Satyr.
A satyr's smiling satyr face on one side, and a satyr skull on the other.
You just found this on the ground over there?
Mm-hmm. I was looking to see if maybe they went anywhere or came back this way. I know it's unlikely, but it was just in a pile of stone.
Do I recognize the coin?
You can make a religion check.
$17.
17. It is the emblem of the group known as the Valor's Call. It's like an elite group of do-gooders, I guess you could say.
Vigilantes?
Potentially, they could be taken that way.
I repeat that information out loud.
Valor's Call. I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Do I know if they're Fae? Is it a Fae group?
Not particularly, no.
Wonder what they're doing here.
Do they help
Yeah.
people find lost things? If so, we can discuss them. If not, we should continue.
Bit queer to find it here.
Yes, especially because there's not a lot around. It's all just stone, and more stone. It's
Aye.
odd. This is the only thing we've seen, but we haven't seen any other sign of people
No.
or non-Fae people of this realm. I mean,
I'll pass it back to Ree.
Mhm.
And head on.
Is it magic? Will it help us, or can we keep going?
Yes. Let me check on that. Can I do an Arcana check or something, or see if it's magic?
I mean, probably not without like a detect magic spell.
Could I do an identify as a ritual while we're walking?
Yeah.
Or I
I
can
would
just
let
cast
you do
detect
that.
magic.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'll let you do that. Why not?
nice.
Why
That's what I'll
not?
do. Walking, looking down most of the time.
Stumbling a
Okay.
couple of times.
I'll keep an eye out, make sure you didn't
rock.
fall.
Thank you. I have
Yeah.
like my book in one hand and one arm just kind of near Fen to like observe his movements and make sure that I don't crash into anything.
Yeah, Finn and I are kind of
Mispronounce.
playing like the guards in a curling match. We're both there with our brooms, just like pushing all of the little stones out of their way.
What do they
their way
call
as
that?
they walk.
Cleaning?
Yeah, just
I will pretend not to notice, but intentionally slow my pace.
Aw. Such a
Very
softie.
nice. All right. It is not a magic coin. Is it in fact a symbol of a symbol? I made a new word.
Symbol and
A
emblem. I
symbol
feel you.
and an
Mhm.
emblem of the Valor's Call, which is kind of a group of
Yeah.
do-gooders. Like the original purpose of the Knights Templar. They travel the land protecting, in a sense, doing good, dispensing justice.
Are they a modern organization, or like are they like, is it like dated?
It is an ancient organization, but it does still exist. It's very small, very elite.
Wonder if they were protecting or dispensing justice here.
I would
Maybe.
hope.
Were they protecting us from them?
If they were protecting us, they seem to have been doing a very bad job, seeing as we were attacked by shadows last night.
Aye.
2 nights ago. Can't remember.
But our companions that have rapidly seemed to have disappeared into nothing. I don't know that mind you, I did not know them as long as you lot, but I didn't fully trust them. Not in this place.
They seemed generally well intentioned, but I think what I have discovered about myself recently is that I am a little bit too trusting of folks upon immediate meeting of them.
Ben looks pointedly at Ree, Dash, in a way, and just kind of scratches the back of his head.
Heavy sigh from the front of the line.
Well, in any case, this coin isn't magic, doesn't really do anything. Though I do think it's very apt that we have been given that it's a coin. Maybe it'll help us make some decisions. Maybe it was a gift of some sort.
Mm.
The decider.
The decider. Nice. And then I try and like throw it up, catch it, miss, it falls. I pick it up and pretend that didn't happen and keep walking.
Right. I assume you all are turning south at the crossroads towards the mine. All right. Hang on one sec. Sorry. That's the sinuses get the best of you. All right. You all turn southeast and set off into the darkness. There are a lot of looming shadows that you are wary of from quite the first bit of your journey. But you do trudge onward until you start to feel the tiredness sink into your muscles, or your machinery starts firing a little bit slower. And you feel yourselves coming to the end of your reserves. You feel like night might be upon you. Were you in a place that had anything but?
is there anything that we see that looks like a leeward area where we could get out of the perpetual just windiness and everything in the area?
You can make a survival check.
Can I help him? Can I give him the help action?
Sure.
As I look.
Advantage.
Good, because that 8 was looking bad. So got a 14 instead.
Oh, 14. You do eventually find a place that's pretty sheltered, but it is tight. Like, it's gonna be Everybody's gonna be sleeping kind of snug in there.
Cozy.
Yeah, I'll point it out and say it's the only thing that I can see in the area. Good thing we're all friends.
Yeah.
Do you
And they'll-
require rest or can we keep going?
I think we need a bit of a rest.
We'll see the edge of Indai's cloak just disappear into the darkness. How does he do that?
Hmm.
I will usher Juniper in and take her hat. Give her a nice little treat.
She chomps down on it eagerly. And you can make an animal handling check while you're at it. Don't look at me like that, Victoria.
I'm always suspicious. So suspicious.
Why?
19.
19. She looks like she's like maybe losing a little bit of weight. Like you see a bit more like definition in her muscles.
No, the piece last night was not enough to compensate for this terrible rocky place.
No. Well, and darn it, and Indai disappeared, and he's got the bag with all the extra meat in it.
Well, he's here.
The
Isn't
bag just comes sailing out of the darkness, lands next to the fire. That I assume you've started, because why not?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll rummage through and pull out as many of the leftover kebabs as I can grab out of there.
There's a lot of kebabs in there.
Do they still look, suitable for consumption?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to eat one anyway, but
Yeah, it tastes
for
pretty
other parties involved.
I don't think Juniper will mind either.
Yeah.
All right, you all have some kebabs and settle in for the evening. Is anybody taking a watch?
I will take
You can
watch.
say no. It's okay, you can say no.
We should probably keep an eye out. I'll take a watch.
I will take a sentry's rest.
Thank you, friend. Make a perception
Yeah.
check, please, as everybody settles in for the evening. Everybody else can make a Constitution saving throw.
No. I do have a
Nat
question
20.
before.
Nat 20. Beautiful. Very, very good.
16 for my perception.
Perception?
Was I not? Oh, Echo is taking the
The sentry's
The
watch.
watch.
Yeah, you make a Constitution saving throw.
16 and
16.
oh wait, Constitution. What's my Constitution?
A 5 for me.
14.
14.
Maybe that meat wasn't as good as it was.
That's what it's from.
Amrit?
15 for me.
15, very good. All right. Echo,
Oh, I
you
also got a
do
15.
notice of, yeah, I think I had heard yours. I think I had anyway.
Okay.
All right. Echo, you notice as the night passes that Dash and Fen do not appear to get a good night's sleep, especially not Fen. This is like the second night in a row that they've seemed to like toss and turn and flip about in sleep. A little more violently than last night. But the night passes, and you feel your internal clock tick over to a new day and begin to rouse the others. You all awake, long rested. Day is yours, as always.
I'll be a bit gentle awaking Fen and Dash today. Perhaps imperceptibly.
When I wake up, I'll go about my usual stretches, but visibly sore and seeming a bit stiffer and not as smooth or graceful as usual.
Yeah, Dash will I'll just kind of roll up into my morning meditation, expansive thought session, but definitely seem to be a little more distracted than my normal stone stillness.
Do I notice this?
You make a perception check. I think you would probably. I think you would definitely notice Fen.
Okay. So rolling just for Dash then.
They're just the only 2 times that Fen has crashed with you guys
Yeah.
and has tossed and turned all night long.
That's a 10 for noticing on Dash.
Doubtful. Maybe
Okay.
a bit, but I don't know if it would be enough to be concerned.
Yeah, my routine didn't change at all. It's just a matter of seeming a little more not as in the zone, maybe. I'm certainly not going to make any mention of it.
Of course not. Why would you?
No.
All right.
All right.
I would like to so I'm going to do a divine sense action to try to detect good or evil with attention to Fen in particular. This allows me to also sense anything affected by Hallow Spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Celestial fiend or undead?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Is there fae in that as well?
No, that one's just celestial fiend or undead.
Okay. And how far?
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
Yep.
There is nothing that catches your attention within 60 feet of you.
Okay. And nothing about what's going on with Fen appears distinctly good or evil.
Not that you can tell.
Can I do an insight into myself and see what's been different in me? Like why? Like have I been dreaming?
Sure. You can make the insight check, make it with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. That was cocked.
Gagged.
Natural 20 and 18. Cool. 24
24?
with disadvantage.
I mean, kind of hard to tell. Face shit's weird, man. Face shit's weird. And face shit is already weird, like, at the best of the times. And this is most definitely not the best of times.
Am I still, excuse me, am I still perceiving things normally? Is my vision going odd? Do I feel like I'm having any
Nope.
perceptive, okay, no tinglings in my body or physical sensations out of
Nope.
the norm? Okay.
You
Am I
didn't sleep
mentally
super well.
slower or?
Nope.
Okay. Just not sleeping well. Okay.
Look at the kid.
All right.
So they kitty.
Mama, no.
Well, should we
She's ready to go.
keep on? Carry on?
I will lead.
Excellent.
All right.
Make a survival check for me as you lead the way. Look at that puppy. Just wants to eat the dices.
Survival, you said?
Survival, I said. Oh my god, stop. Excuse me. Alright. At least it doesn't take me long to get around the house. I just went all the way to the
That's
kitchen.
a 9. 9 for survival.
A 9. Yeah.
Oh, favorite terrain.
Favored terrain. Saves the day. Phew.
Do.
Do, 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 do.
That's just for wisdom. For apologies, I should have this down. One moment.
That's okay. Hello, Richard. Damn it.
Survival. It's a wisdom.
Hooray, a wisdom.
18. 18.
18 is much better. All right, you put your backs to the wind and push forward to the southeast, and the day goes on and on and on, and it's rock, rock, and rock, and rock, and you're just
So-
starting. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to break up the monotony of it, I'll play fetch with Nox. Nox the
She
fox.
scampers off into the darkness and comes running back with whatever you were tossing for her,
Rocks, probably.
blending in with the shadows, darkness around you.
Juniper contemplates playing fetch with Nox.
Would 100% throw for Juniper as well.
You're just taking turns coming in and out of the darkness, progressive
Are
with
they?
different things.
Does it make them happy?
It seems to, yeah.
Good. I don't want this place getting to him too much.
Right. You all travel on until you begin to feel like your day might be beginning to wrap up. I would like for everybody to make a perception check, please. Everybody.
Natural 20 for fun.
Natural 20.
Natural 1 for me.
Oh.
Natural 1 for Echo.
No.
Oh no.
A 10
Distracted.
for Dash.
All I can see is
Wow.
stone.
Balance in the force.
Finding the median in everything I do.
It was perception. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was joking.
I shall roll for Amrik. 17 for Amrik.
All right. I'm dying. I'm so sorry. It was really bad. Okay, so you guys are getting towards the end of the day when Amrik and Finn, you hear the sound of maniacal laughter from somewhere up ahead of you around a slice of this mountain.
immediately no.
That's not a good sound.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll hold up my hand, and if it's, I'll look to see who else hears. Amrik, you heard that too?
I did.
The
I
fuck?
will immediately draw my bow, just based on that sentence.
You don't hear it. You have no clue what the hell they're talking about.
And it's just coming from ahead.
Neither do you, Ree. Just from like a bend around this slice of mountain. Dash, you
What
can
is
hear
it?
it once it's pointed out, but Echo, you and Ree, you don't hear shit. Nothing.
It's creepy fucking laughter.
I think at the mention of that, and especially after he can hear it himself, that Dash is going to do that. I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace, just for some sense of
Okay.
comfort for whatever it's worth.
I'm going to I think it's Step of the Wind. I want to get closer. Stealthily, how would it work if I'm trying to?
So it would be really kind of one or the other. You also can't quite see it. So like it's around like a really sharp turn. So there's like an out jutting of rock at an angle. And your path has to go around it. And it seems like it's coming from the other side of it. So it's like a blind corner.
I'm
I would.
going.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I'm going to just put my hand up quickly to Fen and then nod my head in the direction of Taconite. And have Taconite run ahead to investigate.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just pointing my bow anywhere because I don't know what the hell is going on. So
Yeah.
down.
I very quickly go up to Echo and say, do we think they're actually hearing something? Or do we think they've gone crazy? I don't hear anything, and you don't hear anything, which is the weird part.
Let's watch and see.
I'm
Also, slightly pointing the bow at my compatriots. Not really, but thinking about it.
I'm gonna whistle and call Nox back to me.
Are you going to have Taconite sneak out there?
Yes. As
And
best
can
a
you
spirit mastiff can sneak.
Can you see through his eyes?
We are telepathically connected.
Okay, excellent. All right, Taconite runs up ahead and rounds that curve and disappears.
Is that it? He just fucking disappears.
All right, he just fucking
Oh.
disappears.
It's very
Sorry,
suspenseful.
I was coughing.
Well
Happens.
timed.
Sorry. So disappears around the corner, and your vision changes to slightly more focused in the darkness around you, and you can see that Taconite is looking out at kind of like this sheet of rock that continues out to a sharp point at like a tower of cliff, and there is a very small figure perched up there with its arms held out, and you can't quite see what it's holding on to.
Well, I will do my best to relay this to the group to say that that's what Taconite is seeing.
How far out from Taconite? How far off?
Maybe 120, 130 feet. Yeah. Goes to a point. Out and up.
Well,
And I can cover our trail for an hour if we want to try to get closer.
And I can make not all of us, but some of us invisible if we want to get an even closer look before we move forward.
I like the sound of that. Seems as though there's mischief afoot, and perhaps having surprise on our side would not be a bad idea. Mischief afoot.
I'm going to
Isn't there
tempt
always?
Henry's eye and just like shrug? Question mark? Okay.
What's the plan, gang?
How many people could you make invisible?
Oh, yes, sorry. That. I can make I could do two. I could do two people if they'd like to be invisible.
So, Echo, you've got ranged attacks, and you also don't seem to believe there's anything going on. Perhaps.
Well, if we're going for stealth, I would recommend Omric be assisted.
Yes.
Are you not very? You're not very stealthy.
Indeed, I am
meanwhile,
not.
he's covered in plate armor, the shield, a helmet, and it clanks everywhere you go.
I just flick the armor and it.
So, Ree, is it yourself and two others, or only two?
Only two people. It doesn't have to be me. I do not have to be the one. I will have to hold. I will have to hold concentration on it though.
Omric, were they casting, or are they just standing, having a grand old time on their own on the rocks?
Mostly they look like they were standing, and I would certainly be willing to investigate further with Echo if we can be rendered invisible.
Invisibility will help. So Omric and Echo.
I will comply.
I will happily also sneak. I can flank. I'm
All
fast and stealthy.
My stealth is sufficient should someone else need this. At least walking through my difficult terrain. Myself. Or favorite
Are you
terrain.
guys approaching this figure, or are you going to continue the path? So you can see Omric through Taconite's eyes that this figure is kind of off the path on this long point of rock that kind of juts out and up, and the path kind of continues on away from that jutting of rock.
Are we choosing to investigate or progressing with our current mission?
I'd be curious to know what's happening.
I
That's the
suspect
question.
there's reason to be concerned about what this thing might do to derail us from our current mission. So I agree, investigation makes sense to make sure it isn't a threat. It's going to be a foe.
Very well. I will investigate.
Okay.
Like the direct approach up the.
Do we want Omric to investigate? Silence is not his strength.
I guess that depends on if we want not stealthy people to be helped by the invisibility, or if the already stealthily inclined should become even more stealthy.
Well, who is ranged attacks? Echo, you got ranged. Omric, what's your weapon of choice?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. All right. So melee. And you're loud. Okay. And then Dash, you're one of me. And I'm gonna playfully do one of these shadow box with my fists. And Ree, you got range, but you gotta stay focused, so you should not be close. We want to hide you as well.
I'll happily stay behind. I'll be right at the before the corner turns, and then if everything's all right, I'll come on out.
I think maybe it makes sense to leave our ranged assassin here far off to be covering should anything untoward happen as we investigate, and Ree as well. So I think that leaves Omric, Dash, and myself. I'm quite keen and curious, but I'm not quite so magical. More melee. Kicking ass, taking names.
If you're attempting a diplomatic approach, perhaps if not Ree, then Omric. Stealth may not be his strength, but diplomacy is.
I don't know that we're going for diplomacy here. More playing to strengths. Which
I am not arguing.
Yeah. Well,
Based on past experiences, having one of those two involved is often not a bad idea.
Sure.
But you're the fan, so.
I'm the fan
of our exploits.
Aye.
Oh.
Fanboy here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have like a glow on my hands, and I'm just like hovering around everyone, like who wants it? Should we flip the coin?
I was gonna say, shall we let the coin decide?
Why don't
I will
Omric
approach stealthily and shall cover at a distance. I think at least two should go closer, perhaps.
Dash and Omric, how about you? I'm fast, so if I need to get close quickly, I can. I can help cover Ree.
I'd appreciate that.
You can see I'm already standing pretty close to Ree, just with my bow drawn.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I can, my benefits to everybody's stealth can only occur within about 30 feet of me. So whoever wants to be extra stealthy needs to be
You and Omric.
close to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take every piece of help I can get.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I've heard that it feels cold when this happens. I've never cast it on myself, but here we go. And then I'll place my glowing hands, one on Dash, one on Omric.
You feel a cold wash over you, and it's like a shock, like a bucket of ice water has just been thrown at you. But then you look down and there is nothing.
That's
Imagine.
want to try to poke in the direction with my staff, in the direction I saw them standing. Not hard, just curious.
Nothing there.
I'm gonna put a hand on Juniper just in case she's shocked by this. Like,
Doesn't seem phased at all.
doesn't seem to care.
Kind of sniffing at the bag.
Still a good girl and deserves pets.
Yeah. And I'm also going to burn a key point to turn on my astral visage. And since we're not in battle, it doesn't matter because none of you can see it currently. But it's not my normal mask because we're not like battling, so it's not. But if you could see it, you would see my eyes basically turn into all of the same different rock types that we saw at the fingers at the hinge, like just concentric rings of all of those different types of stone is what the color of my eyes turn into. Um, but maybe you'll see it later. Who knows?
Maybe.
So that gives me 120 feet of clear sight in
Vision.
darkness,
Nice.
magical or
Nice.
non-magical.
All right. Well, you're the first to see it as you two approach. You can go ahead and make me stealth checks with advantage, +10 with pass without a trace.
Ooh, so that is a 33 for me.
Nice.
Yeah, so the advantage cancels out the disadvantage I normally have on stealth, so that's a 12 for me.
Yep.
From the one roll.
With a +10?
Sorry, with a +10?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With pass without a trace, yeah.
Okay, then yes, then that puts me at 22.
22. Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice. All right, you approach the figure with nary a sound. One can't even hear a footfall or a pebble skitter away. And as you approach, Dash, you're the first to see it. Right at the edge of your vision, there is a small goblin child dressed in just absolute rags. With their arms extended, and it looks like it's fighting something. And you approach a little bit closer and you can see that they're holding a like a kite handle, and you see the line extending from it. And first you see a bow, and then another, and then another, and you follow the train up, and there's a train of these 5 bows on this string, and at the very top of it is a kite, like a diamond-shaped kite, but it looks like it has a face stretched across a frame, and this hideous laughter is just pealing out of its mouth, and lightning crashes behind it while the little girl kind of cries and shakes with the effort of holding on to it. It does not pay you. They do not pay you any attention as you approach.
So the maniacal laughter is actually coming from the face on the kite, not from the.
Correct.
Okay.
Follow Cassandra. The last human.
Yeah.
Yes. Moisturize me.
Wibbly wobbly.
And does the face at all look familiar to anything that we have seen or anyone that we have seen?
Make a history check.
I'm super good at those. That's an 8.
An 8.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to tell with it being so high up in the air.
Is the wind and everything really high around us, making a lot of noise? Like if I were to whisper to Omric, does it seem like there's enough wind cover to?
There's been the standard kind of wind cover where you have to kind of struggle to make yourself heard at times. It does kind of drop down and gusts up, but it is constant. It never really stops. But it looks like the kite is whipping in a much higher wind than what you are experiencing where you are.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do my own detect magic cast here.
I
Yeah.
would have explained before we went that if you cast a spell or attack, the invisibility will end.
Okay, then I will not cast detect magic.
As we were walking away, I whisper, I hushedly say that.
Don't cast a spell.
Then I will quickly remember what Ree said and stop myself before I finish casting. Like, oh,
Right in the nick of
Taconite
time.
snacks you.
Gives you a snuffle.
Am I able to see any of this looking up the hill?
No, not from where you are.
Okay. I will have dropped to one knee to steady my bow with my knocked arrow.
Gotcha.
Now, from where we're standing, how far are we from the between the rest of our group and where this individual is located? Are we halfway?
I mean, that really
Between-
depends on kind of how far you want to go. There's about 120-ish feet between that round in the bend and where that figure is.
Okay. Well, as a feature of having my mask up, I can talk to somebody. Well, no, I can't. Dang it. I was going to say I could talk to Michael, but I can't see him. So I can't use the function of that
Who?
ability.
Almeric?
Oh my.
Um, sorry.
so I think I'm just going to keep advancing then. Because I also then have no real sense for what Dash has been picking up or no way to know that. So I'm just on the approach.
Mhm.
The rest of us are just peeking out from behind the corner.
Are you two
Yeah,
touching
they've kind of
or holding
disappeared
hands
into
at all?
the. Yeah, on
You're
shoulders.
leader.
Forgot to just. I'm gonna
No,
whisper.
I have no idea that Amric is moving away from me.
I'm
I
gonna
hope
whisper.
that he doesn't go more than 30 feet away, or then he
This is
Yeah.
why we send
Loses-
Almeric and Ree.
And
loses a
Ree
little stealth
and
advantage.
gonna
you all
whisper.
see Dash and Omric just disappear into the darkness. You have no idea what they're encountering.
I'm gonna whisper.
Can-
to Echo
Can
and
Ree and I still not hear the laughter?
No.
Okay. I'm just sitting there with my bow. No idea what the hell is going on.
Nope. Just
I-
a couple people.
Sorry,
are
just to
tense.
clarify.
I think I'm going to, at this point, step back to being within 60 feet of the rest of the group, and I will whisper to Ree, because I can whisper to anybody within 60 feet of me, and only they can hear what I say.
Mhm.
So I will whisper to Ree and just say, the maniacal voice that we heard is actually coming from a face in a kite. So I don't know if that makes any of this make any more or less sense than it did before, but things are pretty loud and breezy up here. And I'm pretty sure that I can't talk to Amric because we can't see each other. So I think we're just going to go and approach this figure because it is not the figure itself that's creating this noise. It's this weird magical kite that they seem to be holding. So I think we will
Okay.
need some magical knowledge in this. And I can't hear anything you say because it's just a one-way thing.
That's a great question. I don't think I have, I'm looking at message. I have to see somebody to message them. I point a finger toward a creature within range.
You can make a perception check with. No, they made their roll with advantage. You can make a perception check. What was your stealth rolls? 22, and what was yours, Alex? Dash?
30,
30
something.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can make a
30,
perception.
it was a 32, yeah.
There it
Mhm.
is.
Totally. Perfect. Easy. 2 nat 20s. Did you say it was with disadvantage?
No, I let them roll with advantage.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I just rolled with disadvantage. I don't know why.
Okay,
So let me just redo that. Oh, wow. Okay. Perception?
Yes.
It's not a 30, but it is a 22.
22. No, we have no
Okay.
clue where Dash is. It's a good roll though, but not a 32.
All right.
But nothing for
I
you.
just
It's
take all
space
that
space.
information in. I take all the information in, deeply sigh that it's a kite with a face, and repeat it and
For what it's
repeat.
worth, Taconite is not invisible, and I still have a telepathic bond with Taconite. Presumably, somebody can inform Taconite, and Taconite can pass it along to me.
Interesting. Sure. It's an old-timey telephone line.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, Jane.
I will deeply sigh, and I will repeat all the information that Dash gave
No way.
to Fen and Echo first, and just say, so it's a kite face, that's me doing the laughing, and there's someone up there holding it. But I seem to have forgotten something very important, which is that Amrik and Dash can't see each other or talk to each other at all. And they need, I guess, some more magical information. So I'm gonna try and get to Amrik through Taconite. Anything I should tell him?
Heavy sigh.
I just nod about with the heavy sigh.
I assume kite faces are weak to arrows.
Should we have some sort of signal if we should proceed, advance? Can you ask Omric to give
I'm gonna
us the
say,
signal?
of course we don't. I will cover our invisible friends. I will sneak around the corner.
Are we
If that is,
advancing? Should we advance?
it
Do you want
sounds
me
like
to try and
probably they will advance. I think that's what, is that what Dash told you? That's what he's gonna do.
I think so, yes.
Do we
Yes.
wait for them to just send up a flare or make a noise?
That's what I'm saying, to tell Taconite to have Omric give us the signal.
Yeah, I can try and do that. They can give us a signal. They can break their invisibility too, whenever they want.
Hmm.
All right, so I will message Taconite and say, the boy, Omric, if you can,
There's like
you
a
can hear this.
feedback loop for a second, like
I don't know if you can talk to him or if you could tell him for us, but if you want backup, send a signal of some sort.
And Taconite, who's been sitting there listening to all of this the entire time, as you've been talking, passing along to me, gives a soft woof of acknowledgement.
That is it.
so many critters. Okay, are you guys going to continue to approach? Okay.
I'm waiting for the signal.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
All right.
signal is, but we'll know it when we see it.
Something will happen. All right. The two of you continue your silent approach to this figure and come up practically right behind it without it noticing you. And it does appear to be a child who is just absolutely cheeks soaked with tears, having a bit of a meltdown tantrum with this thing trying to yank itself free from her hands as she struggles to hang on to it. But she doesn't pay you any mind, no matter really how close you get.
Yeah. Well, someone in distress means that there's not going to be any more stealth going on here. So I will reveal myself whilst detecting magic and trying to figure out what the heck's going on with that kite.
It is
We'll take that.
It's magic.
so
We'll take that as-
magic.
But
You
what
can't see it.
kind?
You won't be
Space
able to
magic.
see it. It's in the darkness too far away from you. Can't see it, so. Yes, you reveal yourself with a casting of Detect Magic. And the kite itself, like the actual frame, is not magic, but each of those little blue bows that goes up it is magic, giving off a magic essence. I'd have to look at the school, but I'll get that to you when I finish talking. But as you kind of give off a little pop, I don't like this music, kind of.
Spacey.
Very classic Halloween.
Yes. I mean, good shit, but not quite right.
Yeah, here.
Anyway, so little popping sound as the magic is dispelled from you, and the little creature looks up at you with a start, and her eyes go big and her big ears kind of droop down a little bit behind her head. And she looks at you and she goes, "My arms are so very sore. I don't want to fly this kite anymore. But if I let go of this string, Creepy Lynn says I'll become an old thing. The curse comes from those 5 blue bows, but they won't come off while the wind blows." And it like gusts up more, and the laughter kind of picks up. The lightning crashes behind it as it continues to give out this cackling from above, trying to pull itself free from this little goblin girl's grasp.
Once I see
Can't hear you.
once I see him reveal himself, I'll
So
look
you won't
to
be able to see him reveal himself. He's like 120 feet away, and it's completely dark. There's no light here. So even with your dark vision, it can't see that far
Sure.
into
Okay.
the darkness. Yeah.
Would I, having cast the spell, feel it change? Feel it drop?
Make an Arcana check.
From Amrik at least.
Sorry, false alarm from my roommate.
Oh, damn you, roommate.
Make a what?
Just a false alarm.
Oh. What kind of check did you want me to make, Amy? Sorry.
Arcana.
Arcana. Yay. Wow. Okay. 24.
24. Yeah, I'd say you could feel just a little like release of magic back into your book.
Cool. Oh. One of them dropped out of invisibility. Should we go?
Taconite is
No.
again going to boof and start trying to lead the folks up to where we are, having determined, like I've determined this is not an immediate threat. I want backup.
Yeah, let's tarry on.
Yeah, I figured you would
Yeah.
convey it to Taconite, who would
Yeah.
pass the message on somehow.
Can't forget about him.
All right. You all begin your approach as well, Amrik, as this little girl continues to cry and hang on for dear life to this handle.
Would it help if I tried to hold the string too? Is what I ask her.
She just looks at you and she goes, no.
Okay. Do you know what's causing the wind to blow?
No.
What exactly is going on here?
So I'll do my best to repeat the gist of the rhyme. I'm sure that I did not memorize all of it, but the basic idea of the bows themselves are the problem, not the kite. The girl is afraid to let go because if she does it, she'll turn into an old thing. And she won't be able, like the bows will be doing their thing until the wind stops blowing.
How long have you been holding this thing?
Just looks up at you kind of confusedly and scared.
I'm going to reach out and try to support her wee arms.
Okay. Doesn't seem to make any difference, but you can feel the tension in her arms and the jerking of the string.
Yeah. She just
to
looks
her
tired.
little twig arms.
Yeah. I'll say, don't worry, lass, we're here, we'll help you. Echo, can you try to shoot down the bows? Does anybody have a projectile handy?
I could probably try. Yeah, depend how far away from us are they?
So the string goes up probably about 60 feet, and there's a bow about every 10 feet on it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to roll for Echo here.
What would Echo
And it would
like to
seem
do?
in character for Echo to at least consider shooting.
Yeah.
Is this
Okay.
the mission?
She'd probably look at you two, Amrek and Ree.
Yeah.
Is this the mission?
Yeah, use your bow, Echo. Target practice.
All right. So we're gonna
So
attempt a
what
shot at
are
the nearest bow. Oh, go ahead.
at the bow? Okay. Roll to hit.
The long bow.
Okay.
Rolling to hit. Say 27.
27. The arrow seems to like it. I mean, it is like spot on marksmanship, like really bar none. And it comes right in for the center of that bow and it just stops like a millimeter right in front of it and then clatters down into the darkness and cliff below.
Did we get that School of Magic?
Oh. One moment.
I want to pass that along to Ree.
Yeah, when I came up, I would have said to Almer, I'm assuming you already like tried to identify it or okay.
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Well, that makes sense. Especially if the arrow can't pierce it. That's all protection. That's like protections and shields and stuff.
Can I try? Because it's the wind that's the problem, right? Can I try to cast Rush of the Gale Spirits?
Tell me what it does.
A line of strong winds 60 feet long and 10 feet wide blasts from you in a direction you choose for the spell's duration. It says each creature that starts its turn must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away. However, it says it disperses gas or vapor, extinguishes candles, torches, or similar unprotected flames, But my goal with it will just to produce a counter gust.
You can certainly try, yeah.
Okay, I want to try to do that.
What's it look like when you cast it?
So I'll move back from the wee goblin girl, and I'll kind of go back into a horse stance and do one of those Avatar, The Last Airbender, whirly doos with my arms, and then both hands out, pushing gust of wind, trying to, determining the direction of the wind in a straight line to try to
Seems
block
to be blowing outwards, like out into, like continuing the line of the rock. It seems to be the wind that's holding the kite up is blowing that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So your wind comes whirling up and all around, and very similar to Echo's arrow, it seems to smash up in kind of a counter force before it reaches its target and seems to like shoot up and out and doesn't seem to have affected the direction of the wind blowing the kite.
Damn.
That was very cool, though.
Yeah, but it didn't work. There's some sort of magic on this, it would seem.
Yeah, I think it's there's probably something on it to stop anything from touching the bows while they're in the air. Have you tried to reel the kite in? I asked to the little goblin girl.
She begins to just repeat the rhyme back at you.
Okay. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
My arms are so very sore. I don't want to fly this kite anymore. But if I let go of this string, Creeping Lynn says I'll become an old thing. The curse comes from those five blue bows, but they won't come off while the wind blows.
Okay. They won't come off while the wind blows. And nothing can hit it.
So you said the wind is coming from like the
It's
base
like
of
it
the
continues. I really wish I could like draw or paint or whatever. Let me see if I can get my whiteboard up again. Maybe
I was like, you can draw or paint.
That'd be helpful. It's confusing because the gust of wind is 60 feet by 10 feet wide. So I can cover a wide area with it. It's not just a wall or directional. Doesn't sound like it would have worked either way, but
okay, let me see if I can do this. So no, just a line. Go away, thing. Go away. Okay. So like this is the path, okay, right? And this is like the sharp corner of rock that you came around. Right? It goes out like this, and it goes up and out, like to a point of rock. Right?
Yeah.
And this little girl is standing right here, and it's like the wind continues.
So like it's blowing from behind us towards the wind.
It doesn't seem to be coming from in front of you. It doesn't really seem to be like what you're feeling is the same level of wind that is holding up that kite.
So it's some kind of energy or magic.
5 blue bows.
Is this familiar to me? Would I have come across, would I have read anything about this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Wouldn't have heard of any magics like that or anything.
So how close to the point of this rock are they standing?
Right at the very apex of this rock.
So there is no spot to stand on in front of this person at all?
No.
And if we reach out to try to touch, did you already... Omric, did you already try to touch the string?
I asked first, and she said it wouldn't help.
Was she telling the truth?
I don't know, but I've also learned enough around here to just not randomly touch things that have magic bow effects going on.
Fair.
The only thing I can think of is that she specifies 5 blue bows.
Mhm.
Do we think changing the color of the bows would help?
Do we
Try?
think shooting the face would help?
You already tried shooting one of the bows.
Yeah, but that's not the face.
Give it a
Maybe
shot.
just the bows are protected. Amrik,
could
the
try.
only things that showed up in your detect magic were
Were the bows.
the bows,
Yeah.
right? Sorry, Fen, I interrupted you.
Nope, same line.
I mean, you can change a color first if you'd like to try that.
Sure. If this works, I don't really have much of a color changing spell. Can I use minor illusion to shift the bows to yellow?
Yellow, yeah. They all shift to this very pretty canary yellow kind of color, but there is no other change.
Well, now they're more cheerful. Try to hit the face, Echo.
Or can we hold the child? Instead of carrying the kite, we could carry the child.
Mm.
Where are you thinking of carrying her?
I don't know, holding her hand. Something that reminds me of you. I will shoot the face.
Roll to hit.
9
+9.
plus 9. 18.
One moment.
Oh.
Let me pull a stat. Yeah, that hits. Roll your damage.
Well done.
Oh, great.
Nice to know something worked.
12 points of piercing damage.
12 points of piercing damage. Your arrow slices through it with a sickening sort of squelchy kind of sound and a ripping, and there is a flap of this material waving free in the wind, but it gives like a screech of pain and jerks its tail, and this little handle goes flying out of this little girl's hands. And you all look down to her, and she seems to grow larger for a few moments, and she gives a scream as you see her kind of grow and age into like the full adult version of herself before her form like crumples back down and her hair starts to gray and wrinkles begin to form in her skin, and her figure like hunches over, kind of bent in half with a lump on it on their back, as they kind of look up at you with their like suddenly much aged face, and you see kind of the like hurt and pain and fear kind of wash over their face before they turn and just bolt off into the darkness, leaving all of you behind.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And that's where we should go to break. Hey, good moment. All right,
Cool.
let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back
Well.
in just a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back, and I don't remember what you're doing. Evil kite flew away
off.
when you tried to save little girl, aged the little girl who ran away screaming and crying from all of you into the darkness. And that's where we'll pick up. I turn my
my
music back
God.
down now that we're off break.
I can't believe that. Never seen anything like that.
Do we want to go after the woman or after the kite? Or
The kite is
neither?
now
And continue on our path.
sailing into the darkness, just continuing its laughter out into the night.
Can I hear the laughter at this point?
Yes. You hear one little last ha, Bree, as it's flying.
That was quite upsetting, actually. Should we follow the woman?
I mean, she was just a wee girl, and now her whole life is, my God.
I
don't
can
know what we
attempt to
could
track
do.
her.
What could we even
Is
do?
she going-
if-
Something tells me this was probably another one of Indolin's boons with benefits, as it were. I mean, she was that probably is her. Like, she probably made some kind of, crazy fey bargain for youth or something like that. And then she's like, yeah, I'll make you young again now, but all you gotta do is friggin' hold this kite for the rest of your youthful life or something. Who knows?
Hmm.
I mean, we've already seen it once before. Or, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what good it would be to chase her down
I don't
at
think,
this point.
I don't know what we could do even if we did catch her.
That's what I'm thinking. I've got no way to change what happened to her. Best hope I can think of would be to
Put her out of her misery?
get rid of Endolin and see if there's a way to undo the magic.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Let's hope that freeing this place of Endolin will also help her. However, whatever age she might truly be.
Let's move on. I didn't like that.
Let's keep going.
All right.
I will lead.
Thank you, Echo.
You all trudge on into the night. You'd already started to feel a little worn out by the time this encounter had occurred, but you continue on until you feel the tiredness creeping into you once again. Maybe you're about another day or so out.
Do we need to camp again?
Do you need to camp?
I'm feeling a bit tired. Anyone else
Well-
feeling a bit knackered?
I think it's probably for the best.
You and Dash are the ones who aren't getting that much rest.
Is that
As I
is that a normal thing for you, Fen?
No.
Do you feel all right?
Do I feel all right, Amy? DM?
Yeah, feel fine.
Yeah, I feel fine, just tired and
You don't even feel
Not
tired,
sleeping
really.
easy.
I mean, tired other than it's the end of the day, but not any more tired than you would normally be.
there's no sleeping one.
And Dash, you're all right?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
What's been happening when you try to sleep?
Very restless and tossing and turning rather violently. And DM, did you say we were having dreams?
No.
No, just no rest and easy.
And when did this start?
When I
I
came
noticed
home,
it for a couple nights.
Mm.
I mean, last night I was a little off, but I don't know. Could have been just a rock or something.
I mean, it's not unthinkable that sleeping for several nights in rock will make it hard to sleep. Perhaps it's just the unsettling environment.
I will try to get some rest and test that theory.
Since we're about to rest, I'll do one more detect magic, but this time looking at Dash and Fen to see if I can discern any sort of lingering magical influence. And yeah, that'll also just help for any of the rest of us too, right?
Yeah. All right. You do not detect any magic within your radius.
Ben is visibly uncomfortable from the scrutiny of Almeric, despite its well intention.
You don't know what's in
I'm used to that.
I didn't notice.
You don't really know his intention. No?
It's true. Do I notice his awareness being set on me? All right.
So he's taking steps to hide it.
No, as ever, I lack subtlety.
Yeah, no angry, just uncomfortable. Not being observed.
Gonna camp in the middle of the path tonight?
Move off the path and just gonna wrap my. Is there a shelter around, a rock outcropping that would block the wind somewhat for us, or a cave?
You can certainly look for one. Make a survival check.
I'll help with the hunt.
Okay, with advantage.
Survival
Mm-hmm.
Is 14.
14. You know, it takes you a little bit to find what you're looking for. And again, it's, you know, it's kind of tight quarters, but it'll suffice.
Gonna wrap myself in my cloak, crawl in, and Knox will come out and sort of wrap himself around my neck and try to doze off.
Anyone else before you go to sleep for the night?
I have a question. Can I concentrate on a spell while I'm sleeping?
No.
Okay. Well, at least for when we're awake. Just, you know, sensing the unrest, the unhappiness, the bleakness, I will just have dancing lights up on light, just creating a very soft, like sunset lamp-esque glow to mimic the sun for at least a little bit.
I love that.
Good little mini sun in your midst. Excellent. All right. Echo, you can make your perception. Oh, yes.
Wait. I'm going to do just a couple things. One, as I do my nightly reflection, I'm going to have Taconite go do some hunting to see if maybe there's something around that could help with Juniper, because I'm imagining Juniper hasn't had a lot to eat yet today and will probably benefit from some food.
Okay.
So we'll have Taconite go and try to help with that, and even if he's unsuccessful, if he comes across something that looks promising, come back and try to help Echo or somebody else figure that out.
We have
and then for my own,
we have Indai's bag too with kebabs and other food.
Yep.
But a nice meaty haunch or something would not be would go down well with her, I'm sure.
Leg of something.
Yeah.
Let's start with that then. You could make me an investigation check with Taconite.
So rolling as Taconite.
Yes.
Okay. Pull my massive stats quick.
Y'all, I have to tell you, I'll take this out and edit, whatever, but I had like a space cake like about halfway through the first half, and I am like having a fantastic time.
I love the name Space Cake, like a cosmic brownie.
Well,
But
it's
for
actually
real.
like a candy rope thing with like nerds all over it, but you know.
Nice.
My Scottish friend bought it and then discovered he can't get it back into the UK. So
Oh
he
no.
left it with me. And not just
Any-
because it's THC, but because it has red 40 and
Mhm.
blue something or another as well too. So there's like more than just the THC in it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Any chance I can talk you into a perception check that relies on hearing or smell? Open investigation.
Oh. Yeah, I'll give it to you with smell.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So that gives him advantage, which is nice. So that puts us at 19.
19. You actually do not find anything. It continues to be as barren as it has been since your arrival a few days ago.
All right. Well, it's worth a shot.
Yes, it was.
And in the meantime, I'm going to be doing my nightly reflection. Last night it had been about Amador, since we haven't seen him in a while, and just curious and dwelling on uncertainty. But tonight it's obviously about the goblin girl we met, and both reflecting on the unknown amount of time she spent there with that kite, and then the clear distress and suffering in response to our efforts to help, which is something that is always a risk when we try to act. And it's still something that it's a responsibility for us to take seriously, that when we intervene, we can make things worse. And this is definitely a case where that happened. So thinking through and just reflecting on that.
Very nice. All right. Echo, you can make a perception check. Everybody else can make a constitution saving throw.
19.
19.
13.
11.
11.
9.
9.
9. All right. Echo, you notice Dash toss and turn once more in his sleep a little more violently. Fen actually managed to get a pretty decent night's sleep, similar to a couple nights ago. Not exactly restful, but not as torrid as before. Omric as well, actually, seems a little unsettled. But the night does pass. Not a sound other than the wind wailing outside. And you all wake up, refreshed, renewed. Another day in the mountains.
Not seeing the sun is, or having there be any change in the sky or weather is very unsettling.
Aye. Aye, it is.
What?
Didn't like it. Your lights were helpful, though. Those were nice.
Yeah, I might bring them back just for a bit of
Oh, that'd be
fun.
lovely.
Echo, would that be a tactical error to just have 4 glowing lights?
If stealth is a priority, yes. If you don't care who sees us, it is what it is.
Well, I think we're already being seen quite a lot,
Right.
as we've established. So I'll put them up just for some comfort, and then take them down if we ever need it.
Light did seem to be the main deterrent for the last battle we had,
That's true.
so could perhaps be a tactical advantage in that situation, should that deter them.
Oh, right. Good. Yes. Wonderful then. And I'll make 4 very, very sunshine-like orbs.
Okay.
Mm.
We have 4 little suns floating about.
Do they give off any warmth?
No.
No,
Mm. I'm gonna pretend.
I will. I will for like one moment, just minor illusion a feeling of warmth from one of them.
A big grin washes over Fen's face.
Not permanent, I suppose, but helpful for just a moment.
All right. Appreciate it.
I
said
suggest
much
we
better.
make haste if the sun and Juniper's weight are any indicators of us not staying here longer than we should.
Reasonable.
I'm just going to turn and continue walking down the path.
All
I will
right.
follow.
Make a survival check, please. The kitty used the potty, so I need to light some incense. Stinky kitty. Why don't
Let's
you
see,
do this
13.
outside? You live
Is it right?
outside.
I did.
Why don't
My
you
first was
live
much wrong.
outside?
That's 6 plus 7 for 13.
Oh, that's right. It's not.
Okay, 13.
14. 15.
15. All right, very good. You set off down the path at a brisker pace than normal, hoping to make haste. Your journey to the Brigganock mine most of the day passes uneventfully, and you're starting to wonder if you're going to have another night of sleep out on the path. Echo in the front, make a perception check, please. With advantage, because you're in your favorite terrain.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh, nat 20. Your eyes, the pupils change in order to adjust to the darkness that you're seeing around you. And up ahead, you see just a cut into the actual mountain itself. And outside in front of it are probably 10 what appear from your angle to be the backs of like 10 different Koreds.
We gotta stop. We appear to have company ahead. I would suggest stealth, or I would suggest stealth. However, I will leave that to the group if we choose to approach this entry to the mountain. And approximately 10 beings, we know not if they are foes or allies.
What beings?
I'm gonna think they're Koraths.
Oh, here?
That is what they look like.
Do they look familiar? Do they look like the ones we met?
They do.
They
From
do?
They're all
behind.
the same type of stone, though.
Right, the ones we met were all different, right?
That's
Or there was a
correct.
variety,
Mm.
and these ones are all the same type. What type of stone?
A little
You
far
can
away.
make a nature check.
I'm gonna make my own attempt to determine this too.
Okay. You can make your own nature check.
13.
13.
I'm gonna try to call on my own personal history growing up in mines surrounded by different types of stone to see if that helps at all.
Okay. Make a history, nature check, yeah.
Yep, nature check. It's a 14.
14? Nope. Very similar to the type of stone that you have been trudging through for days and days
Condition
and
do they
days
appear to be
on
in?
end. What's
Are
that?
they what condition do they appear to be in? Are they alive? Are they
Hard to tell from where
a
you
head to one
currently
pike
are.
situation? Sorry?
Hard to tell from where you are. From there right now. Get down.
I'm going to jail.
Somebody's in trouble.
The dangling of the cat.
They're
Air
just leaving.
jail.
Air jail.
It's one of our visitors, which is fine until they start getting on the counters and then they leave. So it's not how it works sometimes. We don't do that.
So my
Anyway.
inclination is to send Taconite ahead to try to learn more,
Okay.
but I'm open to other ideas.
I
We could find a warning
preemptively.
shot.
Since the situation is already tense between the Cords and the Briggannocks, I'm going to suggest we not actively try to do anything that might lead to further violence.
Are you going to send Taconite straight on, or will my stealth advisory be taken into account?
This is where open to thoughts from the group.
Well, if
They're
we want
friends?
to approach as a group, I can help with the stealth again, or
Well, these are
I
our
just-
friends. You know, they're supposed to be allies of ours, and perhaps sneaking up on them may come across the wrong way.
Unless they're decoys.
For whom?
The Brigganock?
Perhaps
It
we
is
just go in ready.
true. It is. I don't know what to make of it, but it is odd to see Korads here, especially when they seemed so adverse to conflict. When those shadows appeared, they simply disappeared, and they said that they only fought the Briganauts from a distance.
How far are we from the mines?
Well, from the cave that you can see, the entrance that's ahead of you, maybe 60, 70 feet. And the Korads are kind of spaced around the entrance within 10, 15 feet of it or so.
but they're facing towards the cave.
That's correct.
Do we see them doing
And-
anything else?
Do you see them in what?
Doing anything else?
Nope, it doesn't appear that they've moved.
Do they look to be a variety that matched one of the ones that we partied down with?
Make a nature check.
Are they a different type of stone from those?
I made one of those
check.
earlier. It was a 13, Amy. Did you say I didn't
Yep.
know?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I got a 19.
At 19. They do look obsidian, like most of the like the
Hmm.
vast majority of stone that's been here. The vast majority. It's just like jet black, kind of shiny sort of stone.
That's a fair point, Ree. This is odd.
Do any of
Perhaps
you guys remember the name of the representative of Obsidian
I don't know
at
that
the
we talked to
Hinge?
them. I think just Shale, and we talked or I talked to Arganchel of Shale and Jagu of Chalk, but nobody in the Obsidian.
Matches my recollection.
Mm.
Or they could be
We
decoys.
talked to the one made of
scarecrows.
granite as well. She was
We did.
slightly intoxicated. Enjoyed telling you of her magic.
Mm.
I think unless anyone else has any ideas, I think I see 2 possible paths for us. 3 if we want to stealth it, but
Buddy. Come say hi.
Uh, what and what do you think, Ven?
well, we don't all need to put ourselves at risk.
There's Hadley.
I'd be happy to get a closer look. I don't know that stealthing would be beneficial. Um,
Well, I mean, we can approach them. I mean, is there any, from where we're at, is there any indication that there might be any other cave mouths in this general area?
You don't see any other signs of life at the moment.
We could throw a rock at them.
well, option number 3, and Fanna's gonna reach into under their cloak into a bandolier you kind of see to grab a dart. Gonna cock an eyebrow at Echo. May not be a bad way to get the ball moving here.
Right down.
I'm gonna motion like I'm gonna flick the dart, and unless I see anybody say no.
Well,
I mean, our goal here is not to aggravate the conflict.
Well, I wasn't gonna hit them with that. I was gonna more, warning shot, see what happened, aiming at the ground around their feet or something.
Or
I
just
am still inclined to send the dog that is a spirit dog who can be resummoned if things go wrong, to do some further investigation.
That suits you. I just want to find out what's going on here.
Agreed. I want to do it in a way that risks as few lives as possible.
Send in the hound.
All right. Hearing no
Okay.
strenuous objections, we're going to send Taconite on ahead.
Make a perception check with taconite.
With taconite.
Can
All
you
right.
smell on this?
I
He's a
can. You
good
smell it.
boy.
That's awesome.
Because he's a good boy. Like Hadley. Yes, Hadley is a good boy.
Nat
too.
20.
Nat 20. Very
The best
nice.
boy.
The best boy, that's you. Yes, it is. Okay. Taconite pads up through the middle of them, kind of sniffing and snuffling as he goes along, and approaches one of them and kind of ducks down to get a look in its face, and you realize that it is completely stone. There is no sign of life in its face at all. And he gives it a lick, and it's just rock, and there's no response. But you do
All right, so
hear, you do hear through Taconite's senses, because he hears things too.
Yep.
Like the sound of hundreds of tiny pickaxes and hammers chipping away at stone, and it's emanating from the mouth of that cave that has these fingers of rock reaching skyward above it. And turning to look back, it looks like a small army of Koreds in lifeless form.
In lifeless form?
There's no response from them.
Hundreds of them.
Not hundreds, no. There's like a dozen max.
Oh, a dozen. Okay.
All right, I will share this with the group so that folks know that this is what we're seeing and hearing.
Scarecrows or decoys?
So we saw dozens of frozen lifeless Korads and hundreds of pickaxes.
You don't hear it.
No,
Taconite
but
does,
he
conveys it to
communicated that
Omric.
to us.
Yes, it sounds like hundreds at
Okay.
least.
Sounds like hundreds, and we're seeing 10 or a dozen stone Koreds.
Yeah. Some of them have
Are-
plant growth that have no plants here, just rock. Never mind.
Close.
Ignore me.
There are no
They're
plants.
like
only
they're
rock.
eroded.
So can
Yeah.
I walk up
Loaded.
to one?
Nice.
Can I walk up to one of the Korad shaped things and
Yes.
just check it for signs of tool marks or anything else to see if these are possibly just carvings or if they seem like they were actual, like they're just now depowered
Done.
beings.
Sure. Make an intelligence check with advantage. I gave you advantage.
You know,
This is your life.
Yeah, rocks.
yeah, well, I've rolled both a 3 and a 7 with my -1 to intelligence. That gives me a 6.
No clue, man.
Uh,
No clue, just nothing.
a
I think you
potter
need to
that
go lay
can't
down.
recognize.
I'm
just
going to make a
walk up.
separate attempt at the same check.
Yeah.
Again, recognizing coming from
Yeah, advantage.
Yeah.
But they're not
Roll
down.
1 is nat 20.
Look at you go. Very nice. Yes, there are very obvious signs of tool marks on here. These have been carved.
They're
All right.
decoys.
They're just
Sure.
target practice or decoys, yeah.
Yeah.
Either a lure or a guard. Depending.
What was that?
It seems to be either a lure or a deterrent.
Is this the only entrance we see?
Make a perception
Mhm.
check.
It's not going to be good. It's under 10. Six.
6. No.
Don't see any others. Okay.
And it's just the Korads, not like there's no obelisks or
Just
Cool,
the Koreds,
cool.
yeah.
like.
So it seems like the Brigganocs put these out here for a reason.
Yes, but what that reason is, as Echo said, lore, distraction, decoys. Not
Warning.
quite sure. But I'm glad they're not dead or deanimated.
Hey.
Given this, I do think having at least a couple of us make a direct approach is probably going to go over better than a full stealth approach. That said, having a few of us in stealth probably also makes sense as a backup plan.
Yeah, my only concern is with the direct approach is that if they are not our friends, then the moment we try to communicate with them, they've got more than enough of them that if they've got any kind of sentry or reporting system, then Endelin's going to know the moment we step into them.
She's got to know where we are already.
I think she.
Well, she may be able to keep tabs. I don't know. I mean, she may be able to be just watching us constantly, or she may just be able to check periodically when she feels like it. I don't know. But I feel like if they are, in fact, her minions, she will definitely know as soon as we say hi.
Can any of you do one
Not
of
not that that would reflect any. I mean, not that that needs to change our plans. I'm just putting it out as information.
Could any of you do one of your detect magic things? See what's happening here? Perhaps there's a trap lead or something that could give us some direction or indication of what the fuck's going on here. It's taken us 2 days
Welcome
to
to the
get here.
Fae.
Yeah, sure. I can try.
Fab.
I will cast
I'm
detect
gonna
magic.
I'm gonna walk ahead, holding out a hand, and I'm going to cast detect traps. Or
Ooh.
find
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Good on.
2 pulses of magic ring out in this space. The only magic you detect is Echo casting their magic, which is very interesting to see this coming from Echo. But Echo, a blue light kind of washes out from you and out over the area. And it comes back with information that there are no traps in your vicinity.
How far out?
How far out?
Well, we had walked up to them, so the surrounding area of that clearance.
120 feet.
Yeah,
120
what's your
feet.
range? 120 feet. Yeah.
120?
Nope, you don't get anything within 120 feet of you. But you can all hear the sound of those pickaxes now as you're making your way through these little statues.
Well, are we gonna do this thing or are we gonna stand around and
Are we going full diplomacy or stealth? Or as Amr, I quite like Amr's suggestions of a half and half. Of hope for the best and be prepared for if it goes wrong.
you get on board with that? Wise plan.
Happy to be part
Where-
of the diplomatic contingent.
Aye.
I could as well, or or I could be with the stealth portion and make anybody who would like go invisible once more, so they're extra hidden.
How long does that last?
How long does it last? That's a
Oh,
great
your
question.
mic went weird.
Mind it?
Yeah.
So weird. Nothing moved. Nothing's touching.
Hmm.
Is it back to normal?
No.
It's quite tinny.
Shake it. Oh, we can't hear you at all now.
Oh no.
Cock and
Well, at least it
balls.
did something.
Oh, hang on. Say something.
Cock and balls.
It's back to being tinny.
Literally have touched nothing. Nothing is. I just.
Oh,
Oh, it's back. Talk again.
How about now?
You're fine now.
Yeah.
Perfect. So weird.
All right, cool.
Did you
What do we
ask
do?
how long it lasts?
Aye.
If I can hold concentration on it, I can do it for up to an hour.
Up to an hour?
Mhm.
Well, I'm fast. So if anyone else is needing invisibility, I don't feel the need necessarily. Be fun.
Pass it on you one of these days just for fun.
Perhaps we could hold invisibility in reserve and send our diplomatic contingent through the entryway with some form of communication and planning ahead this time.
Yes,
I'm-
definitely that.
I don't know if taconite would be the best option or if someone has a better method of communication besides yelling.
Who's yelling?
That is an option. Who's yelling? You're yelling.
I'm not yelling.
You're about to be.
Why?
Mm.
Who's gonna smack me? Are you gonna smack me?
I just want to continue our mission. Can we please continue?
I'm not holding us up. Aye.
Let's. I think taconite seems to be a pretty good signal. Amrik can telepathically let him know that if we're having trouble, if we are, and worse, if I go too, I can message. So it's always a bit obvious when I just point right behind myself for no apparent reason and go silent.
2 booths for yes, 1 booth for no.
3 boosts for danger.
4 booths for glory.
And if it's a full bark, real trouble instead of a boof.
All right, who's approaching the entrance to this cave, my friends?
I will.
All right, Ree and Omric. Okay. You all step forward as the sound of the mining becomes louder and you approach. I assume you have your lights coming with you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. And your lights following with you and leaving your companions in the dark. And you step inside the mouth of the cave, and silence falls immediately, and all of your lights go out, and you find yourself in absolute darkness. And that's where we're going to end for tonight because my voice is dying. So, yay, another one down, my friends. Indai, we miss you. Can't wait to have you back. I'd like to, another reason I wrapped up a few minutes early is because I would like to try a new thing this evening here on the podcast that I picked up from my lovely friend Craig over on Third Floor Wars, and I think that it's really fun. It's called Stars and Wishes. And stars are kind of like your breakthrough moments, so your favorite moments kind of the game, and wishes are things that you would like to see moving forward. And I'll start since I have the idea and to give you guys what all we'd like to talk about. And then I'm going to go in the same order that I introduced you. So I'll go Victoria and then Leah and then DK and then Michael and then Alex. I'll take all that out. So I'll start us off. So my stars for the evening, I always write down the funniest quotes that come out of the games, just kind of like as we're playing, and those are always my favorite moments. But the boons with benefits, that's really the one that stole it for me this evening. I like that one a lot. That's my star of the evening. And then my wish for the evening is to kind of continue to see your cohesion grow. I like when there's kind of like unintended consequences for things that are happening and what people are saying, and like I really enjoy that. So my wishes is to continue to see the development of the group dynamic. It's just always one of my favorite parts. So all right, so we'll go around and do our little thing, and it should just be a quick little snippet so you don't have to expound on it or anything. It should only take a few minutes. So Victoria.
I have to go first. Weirdly enough, a star would be shooting the thing and having that terrible consequence happened. I know that it is a bad thing technically, but I do enjoy the drama, and we made a decision and things happened because of it. Even though I feel really bad for that little girl. And wishes. Selfishly, I just wish to see more of the little fox of Knox the fox. I think he's really cute, and I love our collection of animals.
Your menagerie.
Menagerie.
Yes.
Mhm.
I like it a lot. Thank you, Victoria.
Mhm.
Leah.
So my star is actually the same. The moment, the drama of that traumatic moment of seeing this young girl, her life disappear, from Fenn's perspective. I think that was just like, that really showed me a lot about my own character, and it showed a lot of other people's characters. And so my wish is actually to see more of that, and to get more insight to each other's characters, and like the way that impacted everybody, and see more things like that.
Very good. Thank you, Leah. DK.
My star was probably trying to use those lights to cheer everybody up a little bit. That was very sweet and in character. I also DM gets a star saying kind of hard to tell. Face shit is weird.
Face
I
is weird.
think that's
Yeah.
just
It's
a
like really
synopsis
trying to
of it.
drive the point home. Like the Fae is already strange, and then you corrupt the already strange, so it's kind of not really a thing that's happened before. So it's all kind of new and weird and wonderful. Fae shit is weird.
Face shit is weird. And I think my wish would be to see how the team falls into roles a little bit, just to see how a little more interaction between them as far as decision making. I mean, we are the Undeciders. Decision making is hard for us.
Right.
I did also like the suggestion of that coin to be flipped.
I do love the
That'd be
coin.
an interesting thing.
The decider. I
That was
like
mine.
that. Thank you, TK. Michael.
Just for variety, because I agree with what's already been said, but just for variety, star for me is just seeing the ongoing effects on Juniper. I think is an interesting detail to have, and a reminder for us to be thinking about, especially as along with Nox, one of the two actual corporeal members of our menagerie, as opposed to our spirit companions in Bane and Taconite. And so that reminder of the physical for our animal friends, I think is a good detail. And then for wishes that haven't already been said, I am looking forward to next episode and finally talking to some Brigganocs, I hope. And part of it is selfish from Amr's perspective, character wise, because I've been doing a lot with the Ilmater stuff, and I'm really looking forward to doing some more like family history, personal backstory, pre Church of Ilmater stuff with him, and this feels like an opportunity for some of that.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Michael. Excellent. Let's go to Alex.
I think for the star, I really liked the jury rigged communication device that we came up with, like on the spot, that actually didn't require 20 minutes of figuring out. Like
Mhm.
it seemed to come about pretty quickly, and I enjoy any kind of uh, inelegance that results in the job getting done is kind of a thing that I like in any kind of media that I watch. Um, and then my wish, I guess, I mean, it's kind of happening and has been happening more recently, of just getting to see more of each other's kind of toolkits in action. I mean, obviously, part of that is the fact that we're still fairly low level. There's still lots of things that we're about to hit, some milestones that will mean more mechanically that we'll have available, and just seeing how everybody uses the tools and seeing what Amy lets us get away with as
Pretty
far
much
as manipulating
everything.
or stretching the rules. So I look forward to that.
I love that shit. If you can justify it, I'm here for it. Fine with that. I love for you to be fucking superheroes. I think that's great. That's kind of the point, is to be heroes. All right. Thank you guys for participating in my little stars and wishes. And I enjoy hearing your perspective. So thank you very much for humoring me. And with that, we'll say goodnight. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Find us on all the socials, like, subscribe, so you don't miss a single episode. It's my announcer voice. Hello, future me. I hope you're
Hi,
having a
future
great day.
Amy.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. All right, everybody, say
Bye.
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 Bye.